My name is Charlie Moore. Alongside me is TJ Brown. We've got a great matchup between the Wayland Warriors and the Concord Carlisle Patriots.
Yeah, really excited for this matchup tonight. The 3-1 Warriors are facing off against the 2-3 Patriots. The Warriors were off to a hot start this season, starting out 3-0. Had a New Year's Eve lost a close game, but we're looking forward to see what they can put out there tonight. One of the big storylines is Concord Carlisle player number 22, Kira Moran, is a highly touted recruit. She's a sophomore and averaged 25 points a game as a freshman. Look out for her tonight.
That being said, she's not starting. She's not starting out.
Yeah. Wayland wins the tip-off. Great block there by Emma Kiernan. Obviously, Emma's playing basketball at Wesley next year. You see why, that big size, great defense right there. All right, Melvin over to McDonald. McDonald into Arenas. Arenas takes a shot, and it falls. Arenas for two. Wayland up 2-0. It's Emma McCullum taking the ball down the court. Over to Haley Newcomb. All right, that's Rachel Barrich going to the line right now. She'll shoot two. Misses the first. And she misses the second with Mary Shine coming down with the rebound. Finds Haley Melvin with the outlet pass. McDonald over to Arenas. Arenas is blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Wayland will retain possession. McDonald finds Kiernan. Kiernan on the block. That's good for two. Wayland with 6 in the first quarter. It's an CC with the offensive rebound. Isabella Arenas with a great block there. Haley Melvin once again taking it up the court. Over to McDonald on the wing. Arenas inside. Back to McDonald.
Isabella Arenas now dribbling in. She puts up a shot. Aaron Floater bricks off the rebound. Oh, it's going to be a foul there on Isabella Arenas. Tripping down. So now it's going to be an inbound here from Corey Barrick. Sister to... We apologize for any technical difficulties that may have ensued for the beginning of the game. We are all set now. Corey Barrick gets fouled there by Abby MacDonald. Now it'll be an inbound here for Parker Lamoth. So Emma McCullough is going to start at point guard here instead of Corey Moran. CJ, do we know anything about Corey Moran and why she might not be starting tonight?
I mean, I honestly can't say, Charlie. All I knew going into this game is that she was a highly touted recruit. I believe there actually is an Ivy League scout here for her tonight. But yeah, thus far, no star player, Kira Moran, for Concord Carlisle.
It's going to be Emma McCullough instead. Going up to an early 4-0 lead. Open look there for three. Player can't make it full. That was Haley Newcomb. Now Haley Melvin is going to dribble it down the court.
She's got McDonald open the wing.
She gets fouled on the floor there. So even if that shot went, it would not be an and one. No shooting foul there. It'll be an inbound here for Abby McDonald.
Fouls on number 2, Haley Newman.
McDonald finds Kiernan, who's barely guarded there by Rachel Barrick.
Kiernan's a beast, dude.
And Kiernan uses both her height and her just basketball IQ and her just physical ability to really dominate other players.
She's got the size and the skill, and that's why she's playing at the next level next year, and that's why she's a 2-year captain here at Wayland. Been starting since freshman year. I mean, it's a really good talent here in Emma Kiernan. She makes the first free throw.
Kiernan can lead this team in points during games. She can lead this team in rebounds. She can lead this team in assists, and she can do all three on the same night.
Yeah,
She's just
really
that
impressive.
kind of talent. And second one effortlessly. Wayland is now up by 6. It's going to be Emma McCullough dribbling the ball up.
Haley Melvin on defense.
Corey Barrick passes it over to Rachel Barrick, her sister. Shot there, Aaron's shot, rebounded there by Corey Barrick, and she puts it in. That was a very impressive finish there by Corey Barrick.
Yeah, that's a good rebound. No box out by Wayland there. Look to do that going forward. Great defense by Emma there.
It's going to be a foul there.
Fouls on number 33,
Offensive foul there on Corey Barrick. Timeout called there. And so we are at our first break in the match.
I don't know if you're aware,
We
but Snickers
endured a little bit of technology
technology
difficulties. However, we're going. It's a great night here for some basketball, CJ.
Definitely. One thing that I'm kind of shocked by, Charlie, is the lack of number 22 sophomore Kira Moran that we've seen from Concord Carlisle.
Carrie Melvin, would you
We know that
please come
she's
over to the announcers table? We've
their best
got
player.
Melvin,
We know that she averaged 25 a game last year. Why isn't she in, Charlie?
You know, it's interesting because you mentioned the great ability that Corey Moran has, or Kira Moran, rather. And I know that it was a focal point of Wayland's planning going into this game was to really focus on taking care of Kira Moran. If I were a betting man, CJ, I would say that it's Emma Kiernan who is set to guard her. And, well, that creates a mismatch for CC because Emma Kiernan is spent on a different player. What's interesting to me is that there was a lot of talk about how Moran is scouted by Ivy League coaches, and the Harvard coach specifically would be in the building tonight to watch this game, specifically for Moran, and we haven't seen her check in yet. So certainly interesting, maybe a late scratch, maybe a coach's decision, or this could be part of the game plan. I wouldn't rule it out by Kimberly McGee, the CC coach.
Definitely, yeah.
Haley
We see
Melvin.
Sanaya Phillips and Sammy Johnson checked into the game. Freshmen and sophomores, respectively.
Interesting hook shot there by Abby McDonald. Can't get it to go. It's brought down by Barrick.
Oh, good D though, Abby.
Ball there. She finds her teammate McCullough. McCullough now over to Newcomb. Newcomb, obviously a perimeter shooter. We saw her put up a pretty impressive 3 shot. It didn't go, however, it was a pretty close shot there earlier. Coach Amanda Roxalis pleading with the referees for a travel call there. It's going to be a foul there.
Abby McDonald. I'm not sure what that was.
Well, that's her second foul of the game, CJ.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know that Abby McDonald is a very hard player. She really is not afraid to get down on the ground and fight for the ball. But it's not a good sign for Wayland if Abby McDonald has 2 fouls in the opening
4 minutes.
of the first quarter.
Third rush with the basket.
The ball is swatted there by Haley Newcomb, and it'll be a Wayland inbound once again. They'll try it again here.
Coming into the game for
And there we see Abby Gavron, the junior, it's her first year on the team. New addition to the roster and new addition to the game now. She gets the ball, double covered, back to Kiernan. Kiernan up to Johnson. Johnson finds Phillips, very long pass there. Phillips puts up a shot, goes over the hoop, and it's rebounded there by Barrick. Barrick now dribbling down
Barrick
the
with the
field.
rebound.
Barrick finds Parker. Parker can't get it to go. Rebounded by McCullough, and McCullough gets fouled there.
It seems to be a little
Calling
confusion
Haley Melvin there.
between Emma Kiernan and Coach Risk-Stallis. Hope they work that out.
Just a play call here, CJ. I wouldn't put it past them, but CC has now put up 4 unanswered points. So McCullough over to Barrick. Barrick's going to put up a 3. Good shot, it goes.
That was dirty.
It's a swish, if you would. And now Gavron has the ball, and CC has the first lead of the night. Gavron dribbling down
Don't dribble
the
into a
court.
trap.
Covered, and the ball is stolen there. And we're going to get a foul there. We're going to get a foul there on Emma Kiernan, her first of the night. And it'll be CC's inbound. That's 6 fouls now for Wayland.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to have less than 5 minutes into a basketball game. Hopefully look for them to slow things down going forward.
And so now it's Rachel Barrick. Rachel Barrick, McCullough into Corey Barrick. Now it's Rachel again at the end on the perimeter. She dribbles in, puts up a shot, tries to get her own rebound, misses it. And there is Haley Newcomb, who gets fouled going up with the offensive rebound. Foul there.
We've seen this
Sammy Johnson.
Wayland team all game be very aggressive defensively, and that's kind of why they have these 7 fouls at this point in the game. A little bit of heckling from the Wayland crowd.
Newcomb sinks her first free throw shot. She'll go for a second here. That one heckler got a lot of turns. Even players lining up to rebound turn their heads to look at that one Wayland fan. Despite that, Haley Newcomb makes both of her free throws, and now CC has a 3-point lead over the home Warriors. Phillips over to Melvin. Melvin's got a pretty open look.
She's got Gavron.
She's going to take it herself, gets fouled. It's a charge
Charge.
on Melvin. Her second of the night. And now CC gets the ball back with 1 possession. Wayland's got too much aggression in this game. They come out the gate very hard.
Very
trying to
hyped
play
up.
very hard. And it's a travel there called on Rachel Barrett. And 1 turnover turns into a 2nd turnover, and Wayland has the ball back. Laura Foley, who just checked in, finds Phillips. Phillips is getting trapped, and bad pass goes to McCullough, cut up by McCullough. McCullough puts up a shot. Now CC has an 11 points on the game and a 5-point lead. Samaya Phillips finds Gavron. Gavron can shoot. She packs it back out to Phillips. Stolen by McCullough. McCullough battles to keep it in bounds, but can't get it down. Emma McCullough was the player to replace Kira Morin. However, she's played pretty well. She has 4 points on the night. She's been playing pretty fast. She's got 2 steals on the night as well. Tabby Gavron checks out of the game. Seems like a mismatch between her and McCullough. And
one thing that's important to note is the 11-point run that CC has gone on. 11 times they've scored unanswered. I mean, that's just not the defense that you got to be playing to win these type of games.
McCullough into Rachel Barrick. Barrick's going to dribble it herself. Pass out. And the call there is going to be a foul. Is that on Kiernan? It's going to be on Laura Foley, her first. She's only been on the court for about 2 minutes, and she's already got her foul. I would love to be a fly on the court for this end of the first quarter meeting between Risk-Stallis and her players, because I'm very curious as to what they're trying to do.
Don't think it's going to be pretty.
CC goes into that timeout, and now there's 6 unanswered points. 12 unanswered points, a 6-point margin. Rachel Barrick puts up her second free throw. CC is 4 for 4 on free throws tonight.
I mean,
Looks lost out there.
when Wayland fouls 9 times in the first quarter, that doesn't help the scoreboard in our favor, does it?
Number 2, Haley Newcomb.
Haley Newcomb of CC picks up a foul on Haley Melvin. Obviously accidental, but still fouls a foul. And Melvin will get the inbound. sign from Roxtalis and now finds Kiernan at the top of the key. Kiernan. She's gonna have to find Laura Foley. Foley back to Kiernan. Kiernan puts up a shot, can't make that fall, and pulled down by Rachel Barrett, and now it's McCullough driving up the court. She finds Parker on the outside. Parker can't make that one fall, but they get the ball back. McCullough out to Newcomb. Newcomb puts up a 2, can't go.
Some good defense inside there by the Warriors.
But how good can that defense be if they've let up 13 unanswered points?
Yeah, and now it's time to kick the offense into gear. Just over a minute left in the quarter.
Fouls on number 3, Corey Brock.
I think that was a foul there on Corey Brock. And who checks out. First time she's checked out all game. Same with Emma McCullough.
And now we finally get to see Kira Moran.
There is Kira Moran. She's spotting up with Mary
Number
Shine.
22.
Emma Kiernan puts up a shot over Rachel Barak. Doesn't matter if Barak's in her face.
Great shot.
Shot very easily. And Wayland finally has their first points in over 6 minutes. Moran has the ball now. Moran
Throws it out of bounds.
very errant pass. What is going on here? The scouting report must have had the wrong player or something. If I'm a Harvard coach, I'm leaving the building after that pass.
All right, Charlie. She's 16.
Emma Kiernan now.
Foul called. Foul on the floor. That'll be on Moran. They've got her matched up against Kiernan, as Charlie predicted.
Well, that's a common theme with Wayland basketball is there's always one really good player on the opposing team, and Emma Kiernan is always the player to go against her. Case in point, Christine Costa, who had over 1,000 points in her career for Weston. Kiernan's first shot, 1-and-1 goes. Christine Costa of Weston, over 1,000 career points as a junior, and Emma Kiernan shut her down. She didn't score more than 1 field goal on the night.
That's just good defense, Charlie.
Here's Kiernan's second shot. Can't go. Rachel Barrick with the rebound after the second free throw. Now it's another new addition, Amy Sapucha. Sapucha gets fouled there. It's going to be a foul on Isabel Arenas. Oh no, Emma Kiernan picks up her second foul of the night. I would assume.
We'll get a count on that after this quarter's over.
Point is like a focal point definitely for the CC game plan to make Emma Kiernan foul out early. She's accumulating fouls in the first quarter. Sapucha, who's a new addition, smiles as she misses the first free throw. Lacks a little bit of a lack of seriousness, a little lack of intenseness as she smiles and swings her fist. You know, she makes her second though, and now
Maybe it's a reset button.
Yeah, well, CC now has a 5-point lead, 5 for 6 on the night on free throws, which is not something you commonly see in this league. Mary Shine puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Newcomb battles to keep it in. It's going to be a Wayland Warriors ball with just under 30 seconds left to go.
I don't understand why the shot clock is still active, Charlie.
You know, I couldn't tell you. That looks like a good look for the shot clock there. Maybe something to do with rounding.
Nice block. We're going to inbound.
Laura Foley now with the inbound.
Mary Shine is open.
Shine, and who puts up a good free throw. Scored 5 fast points. Now Rachel Barrick finds Moran. Sapucha. Over to Newcomb. Eric puts up a shot, gets fouled on the way. Emma Kiernan picks up another one. Oh no, not Emma Kiernan.
Also number 5, Haley Melvin.
Melvin.
That's her second of the game.
The other one was an offensive foul. It's actually her third, CJ. 2 defensive, 1 offensive.
So Maddie, yeah.
Second defensive, first, or 1 offensive. Laura Foley puts out the buzzer attempt, can't get it to go.
CC on 15 to 11, your Warriors.
After the first quarter here in Wayland, the score is 15 to 11 in CC's favor. Once again, if you're just joining us, my name is Charlie Moore. Alongside me, CJ Brown. So CJ, this first quarter was obviously a lot of aggression for Wayland, and CC, I think, capitalized on that. Obviously, Wayland went up 6-2 early in the game, and then CC called the timeout, and then they scored 12 unanswered points. So now Wayland enters the second quarter with 10 fouls, 9 of those being defensive fouls. What does Wayland need to do to kind of refocus and take the lead back?
Wayland just kind of needs to reset themselves mentally and stop making those mistakes, those fouls, those turnovers, missed shots. I mean, what it is they're just playing outside of their bodies. They're playing too fast. They just need to slow things down, get in the groove of things, get this offense going, get the defense clicking once again.
Beginning of the second quarter here, Abby McDonald checks in for the first time since the original set went on the floor. She picked up 2 fast fouls and had to check out. Bad pass there to Isabella Reyes to keep the ball as McCullough pokes it out, but that was lucky if you ask me. I think that could have gone either way. Abby Mack, she passes over to Sammy Johnson. Sammy Johnson using that height, puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Mary Shine. And then it is stolen there by Moran. Moran finds Barrick. Barrick tries to find her sister inside, swatted out by Sammy Johnson. Great block there.
Yeah, that was some good defense, for sure.
Emma McCullough, Mary Shine in her face. McCullough finds Rachel Barrick underneath. Barrick puts up a shot. Sammy Johnson pulls down the rebound, goes to the ground, and is fouled there. And so now Rachel Barrick picks up the foul there as Sammy Johnson goes to the ground. Sammy's going to go to the line there. And puts Wayland into the bonus. Early for both of these teams to be in the bonus, CJ.
It really is, Charlie. I mean, that's just kind of the game that's been played. It's been chippy, it's been scrappy, and there's been a lot of fouls called. So Maya Phillips will check in for the Warriors. Takes out Haley Melvin. There's 3 fouls in the day.
Well, that's smart in my opinion. If I'm Roxalis, I'm taking out Haley Melvin at this point because she has too many fouls.
Yeah, you want to save her for later in the game.
Absolutely, because when she's on, she's very on. And Wayland will need her if they continue to play at this.
Yeah, coming down the stretch.
So now Corey Barrick passes it over to McCullough at the top of the key. McCullough finds Moran. Moran's going to drive and put up a shot. Rainbow shot there. And Abby McDonald driving with
That looked like
Moran
a
on her.
foul.
She needs something. Sammy Johnson puts up a shot.
That doesn't go. Foul on the floor here.
A little battle there between Mary Shine and Corey Barrick for the rebound. And Barrick commits the foul against Mary Shine, or against Abby McDonald, and now it's going to be shots. So this is the first we're seeing Brianna Gourdette, number 14 for Concord Carlisle. And no other new additions really for this team. There's a confusion here with the CC coach. He's not happy with the foul that was called.
1-1 here.
Chirping the ref. Abby McDonald for the 1-1, gets it to go. Abby McDonald's second shot. Can't get it to go. Mary Shine tries to pull down the rebound. It's stolen there by Moran. And now McCullough going the other way. Margin of just 2 points here, CJ.
Yeah.
Whalen's clawed their way back.
Really close game. Good defense here by McDonald.
So Newcomb hands it off to Moran, tipped by Sammy Johnson. Hard to avoid that height there when you're trying to make passes. McCullough puts up a shot to beat the shot clock. It didn't hit rim.
They didn't call anything. Ruxtalis is not happy with the referee.
That one, I guess. And McCullough puts up a three that should not have gone.
That's a 3-point no call right there, Charlie.
Should have expired there. And Wayland is fuming right now.
Ruxtalis.
Fuming. Absolute blunder by the referees there.
Yeah, that was...
Now Wayland kind of has the wind out of their sails. Have to take a timeout there.
I mean, that was a pretty bad no call, in my opinion, Charlie.
It's hard to miss the clunk, or it's hard to miss the clunk of a rim, and it was very clearly not there. And the referee is going to figure this out with scoreboard manager Ed D. Horatius, who doubles as an English and history teacher at the Wayland High School.
And Latin. Don't forget Latin.
I couldn't forget Latin. Also in that huddle is Mr. Blue.
Who is, both of them are actually my English teachers. Shout out Mr. D, Mr. Blue.
Interesting. Well, we're going to leave this timeout, hopefully, for this team's sake. Ruxtalis kind of put her anger aside for that. Really, I'll call it an egregious no call.
Yeah, that was bad.
But on back-to-back plays, we saw very angry coaches between Amanda Ruxtalis and Kimberly McGee of CC for that. Easy steal by McCullough. She's going to put up a field goal. Gets it to go. Steals it from Samaya Phillips, and very suddenly, Wayland's down by 2 possessions. Sammy Johnson gets a travel call as he tries to pass it to Abby McDonald. So CC, up by 6, gets the ball back with just over 6 minutes left in this half. Wayland looks lost with that.
As a bit of a Wayland fan, I am not loving these refs. I don't agree with that travel call.
Well, Wayland actually has a tendency to travel a lot.
That is true.
In their home opener against Boston Latin, they had 12 travels in the first half alone. Abby Gavron puts up a 2, almost goes. Sammy Johnson kind of flings that ball out of bounds. And so it'll be Gordette who gets to keep the ball and inbound it to McCullough. I would say Emma McCullough, who wasn't even expected to start, has played very well tonight for CC.
She really has, Charlie.
Gordette over to Parker. Parker with Abby Gavron on her. Gordette with the ball again against Samaya Phillips. Kind of lodged out there for Gavron. Now Gavron's dribbling down the field into Shine. Shine gets the foul committed against her by Emma McCullough. So that'll be McCullough's first, and Mary Shine will go to the line.
And that puts both teams at 10 fouls, Charlie. Quite the aggressive game we've seen thus far in the first half.
Do you think that's an uppage of the aggression by CC? First one for Shine goes. Or do you think it's kind of Wayland pumping the brakes and letting CC come back?
I think that Ruxtalis said something, because we haven't fouled this year, but CC has been playing at that same level of aggression. I think that's why that they've gone 4 straight fouls to our 0.
Moran finds McCullough. McCullough, open look for 3. Can't get it to go off the backboard, but that one hit the rim too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to CC, so it'll be their inbound. And after 2 turnovers and 2 fouls committed, Corey Moran checks out of this game. She also missed a few shots. No points scored, no assists. Rachel Barrett gets that pass. Wide open look there. Can't get it to go, McCullough. Gordette kind of gets bullied on trying to get the rebound by Abby Gavron. Their inbound. So,
It's a long possession here for CC.
interesting showing so far for Kira Moran here in Wayland.
Not that much of an impact, but that was really the player that we were looking out for going into this game.
Another deep shot from McCullough. She's 0 for her last 3, and CC's last 3 shots, although they get to keep the ball, this is the 4th time that they get to keep the ball after it goes out. So Wayland definitely needs to work on their paint defense and rebounding, but Rachel, wow, interesting shot there. And so Rachel Barrick puts CC on the board. Quick inbound and in. Very good finish there for Rachel Barrick. Abby Gavron into Sammy Johnson underneath. Johnson gets Sammy Johnson with the easy layup. So it's back to a 4-point game. So we approach 4 minutes left in the half. Contested pass there by Mary Shine on Newcomb. Newcomb looking for a place to go. Mary Shine won't let her in. Wide open shot, and it goes nowhere. Samaya Phillips with the, I would call it a rebound, but it didn't hit the board. Samaya Phillips, very
That was a bad foul.
finish. Should have been an and one, but Samaya Phillips, as she flies out of bounds, puts up a great finish and puts Wayland within 2 now. That was a great finish.
Great block there by Mary Shine. Great defense.
It's like Wayland kept the aggression, but they're working at it now.
Now we see Anjali Patel and Laura Foley check in for Mary Shine and Abby McDonald.
So Wayland's last game was against Westwood, and they lost it by 2 points. It was final score. Whoa, deep 3 by Rachel Barrett. She's putting up some shots here.
Yeah, from downtown. It's a 3.
So Wayland's last game against Westwood, they lost by 2. The final score was 35-32. And I talked to sophomore Sammy Johnson before the game. She said that they were very disappointed in their play, and it was a very defensive game. And they're really looking to, well, keep obviously the same defensive prowess in this game, but also make sure that they're not taking silly shots and make sure they're not committing silly fouls. I would say their shooting has been good tonight. And this will be a high-scoring game just based on the scoreline thus far, but interesting that Johnson mentioned that it was a point of theirs to go into the game working on fouls, and in the first quarter, they had 10.
Yeah, definitely must be a little disappointing as Rick Solis to see that after making that a point of focus for practice throughout the week, but they've cleaned it up for sure in the second quarter, and through 4 minutes and 15 seconds of play, not a single foul has been committed by the Wayland team.
3:45 left in the first half. Warriors down 5 to
Who during that Westwood game, which was at home, she found herself on the ground about 7 different times and never got the foul called. I don't know if that's just bad acting or if the refs were more atrocious than the last game. Laura Foley puts up a shot, rebounded by Sammy Johnson. She finds Phillips.
It's a great offensive board there by Johnson. Good effort.
I would say based on Phillips' willingness to go to the ground, she's just that kind of player. She tries a similar finish to her last one. Can't get that one to go, and Rachel Barrett gets the ball for CC now. And Parker Lamoth gets fouled there. And she's going to go to the line.
Got run with the foul.
Looks like she hurt her knee on that one.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of pain in her face for sure.
Absolutely. Parker Lamoth. First one goes. CC must have some very hard practices at the free throw line because they are 7 for 8 tonight.
Especially with the heckling that's going on in this crowd. Make that 7 for 9, Charlie, huh?
Well, before that last shot, the only one they missed, it seemed like contested shot. Sammy Johnson, rebound and in. 4-point game now. The only other free throw that was missed, it seemed like it was Amy Sapucha, and she seemed very unworried when she missed her first. Seemed like there was a little bit of a novice there.
Foul there.
Amy Barak gets fouled by Sammy Johnson there. And she goes for the pass.
Sarah Johnson with the foul. CC shooting 2.
I believe that's her second tonight, Charlie.
And so Rachel Barak misses her first. And the first time that the heckling works, they might have to change up tactics here as we go into halftime, or we approach it at least. Rachel Barak now trying her second. Gets that one to go.
No heckling, and she makes a free throw.
Ah. Oh, Laura Foley. That's blocked. Saved there by manager Maddie Yaffe. Just saved the ball from going into the stands. And us, and Coach Dennis Doherty, who sat in front of us. The boys team with their win over CC.
Yeah, big win for that program.
Boys. And so now Anjali Patel, fresh face for the team, or for this game. Mary Shine goes up for 2. Looked like more than 2 steps, but no call, and Wayland's now within 1 possession. Newcomb on the perimeter. She's being absolutely trapped by Laura Foley.
5-second violation. That'll put the ball going the other way.
There's the ball back as we approach 2 minutes here. And they're picking up some steam, picking up some inertia here. Abby McDonald, who's checked back in, she's got McCullough all over her, but she's still driving down. Finds Mary Shine wide open.
Great pump fake.
She absolutely tossed Rachel Barrett
Yeah,
there.
it sent the defender flying with that one.
And so Mary Shine hits the line.
The gym goes silent.
First one, good.
It's now a 2-point game.
Shine puts up her second. Can't get it to go. Rachel Barrett almost fumbles the rebound there. Thankfully, Emma McCullough was right there to steal it. Laura Foley all over her. Abby McDonald tries to go for it. No foul called.
Loose ball.
Everyone's scrumming for the ball now. And Anji Patel. And so Anji Patel kind of goes for the ball, locks up with Emily Newcomb there. And so Wayland, who had the possession arrow at the time, gets the ball back. Barrick now up to Simone.
Good block.
Oh, foul called. And now it'll be a jump ball, which will stay with CC. The ball's not going anywhere. Parker Lamoth kind of went up for that, and you'd expect her to finish, seeing as how good of a shooter she is, but absolute monster block. And Isabel Arenas comes from that rebound. 2-point game here in Wayland. This is an exciting one already, CJ.
Really is, Charlie.
Laura Foley, Abby McDonald, almost stolen by McCullough. McDonald retains it. Everybody's swatting for that ball. McDonald still has it, puts up a shot, can't get it to go. And now McCullough. As we enter the seconds. McCullough looking for a teammate. She's at the top of the key with no friends. She finds Parker Samuth. Now Rachel Barrett. And so Amy Sapucha finds Haley Newcomb. McCullough, she puts up a shot, saved the shot clock.
Believe it or not, the refs called it that time. Shot clock violation, and it's going the other way.
It almost seemed, I don't know, I thought she might have gotten that one off, but maybe there was some getting even.
Hit the side of the backboard. So that won't be considered the rim most times.
Abby Mack.
Anjali.
Patel for 3, her first shot of the night. Laura Foley gets the ball bounce off of her. She's disgusted with that call.
Yeah, the crowd seemed to disagree.
Emma McCullough, looks like this might be the last possession of the night. Rachel Barrick, 7 seconds on the clock. Barrick puts up a layup. No. Patel, Foley, She has to put it up. She puts it up. Can't get it. That will conclude the first half here in Wayland. So Wayland with the score of 24 points, CC with 26.
It's a really close game, Charlie, going into the second half.
Both teams are in double digits fouls, and I think that's just the storyline of this game. Both teams are playing very aggressively, and this will be a high-scoring game by the end of it.
Definitely.
You can catch us right after halftime. We will see you in 10 minutes. Network's live coverage of Wayland girls varsity basketball. My name is Charlie Moore, alongside me CJ Brown. And so we are coming back from the halftime, and it's 26-24 in CC's favor. And Wayland has the inbound. Abby Mack is going to inbound it here.
It's a big matchup in the DCL. 2 and 3 Patriots coming in to take on the 3 and 1 Warriors. Melvin takes the inbound here.
Wayland hanging with the Patriots right now is pretty impressive, seeing as CC is a constant menace for the DCL small. They typically win it for girls D3. Rachel Barrick puts up a good layup there. And so CC out the gate firing. I was talking to actual senior Emma Kiernan before the game, and Kiernan gets,
Speaking of,
it's not going to be a shooting foul, it's going to be on the floor. So Rachel Barrick puts up a pretty impressive layup and then fouls Emma Kiernan as Kiernan goes to the glass. Abby Mack. So when I was talking to Kiernan earlier today, she mentioned that only once in her career, and she's a senior, have they beaten CC. Last year they lost both contests at home and in Concord. And I think that Wayland really thinks this is like an early showdown for their season.
definitely. They're playing like it. I mean, obviously they came out the gate obviously a little sloppy with picking up 10 fouls in the first quarter, but they found their pace. They've slowed things down a little bit, and now they're forcing CC to foul. You've seen, I mean, they already have 2 more fouls than Wayland this half. With obviously Rexellis made some sort of adjustment, whether it was after the first quarter or during some sort of timeout, but Wayland has calmed down quite a bit, which is good to see. Wide open and Kieran with the layup there.
Good passing, good finishing.
That puts it back to a one-possession game right there.
Obviously a drawn-up play. Wayland hasn't led this game since the very first few minutes of the first quarter.
When they went on a 6-0 run
So,
in the game.
so Wayland has come back within 2 multiple times in this game, and
Yet they haven't
sorry, go ahead.
gotten the lead yet.
Yeah, exactly. They keep coming within 2, and then CC claws back away. Haley Newcomb, first shot, gets that one to go.
I believe that's Haley Melvin's 4th foul. So we probably won't be seeing much of her in the third quarter.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to utilize her sparingly. Second shot for Haley Newcomb. It goes. So Concord Carlisle is, dare I say, filthy at free throws. So they get the ball back there. Haley Newcomb almost looked like. So Mary Shine now. Emma Kiernan. Uranus is open. She finds McDonald instead. McDonald. Samaya. So Phillips tries to dribble in through many CC defenders. Gets fouled on the way. Not a shooting foul, but it's going to be a foul nonetheless on Haley Newcomb.
20, Parker Lemote. Warriors team.
And so it'll be an inbound from McDonald. Phillips dribbles in with just Newcomb to beat. Can't get it to finish. Wide open shot for Parker Lamoth. It goes off the edge of the backboard. Nailed
Newcomb
it.
downtown for 3.
And so now CC's kind of escaping here. Emma Kiernan trapped, finds Isabella Arenas cross court. Arenas falls down. It's going to be a foul.
Another foul
call.
on CC.
Interesting, because I think Arenas just tripped, but McCullough, who has choice words,
coming into the game for CC.
has to check out. That's 2 fouls for her in this half, in just 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Kiernan gets one to go. So now it's a 5-point game, kind of putting an end to CC's run there of 6 unanswered.
Good
Haley
D there by
Newcomb.
Emma Kiernan.
Haley Newcomb very much overshoots Rachel Barrick there. And so Whalen gets the ball back. Phillips, bad pass, intercepted. She's foul there on either Phillips or Arenas.
You gotta look back to the inbounder on that press. Kiernan was wide open.
So Maya Phillips checks out. Abby Gavron's in. Barrick almost overshoots her teammate there, and Amy Sapucha. And Barrick back at the top, guarded by Emma Kiernan, loses the ball. Abby McDonald driving up, 3 defenders to beat. She's gonna just go for it, can't get it to go. Isabella Arenas pulls down the rebound, and then
McDonald, another
rebound. And she gets called for a charge there.
I disagree with that call.
So the referee is going to have to come over and explain it to Ruxtalis. And CC up by 5 still, and they get the ball back as we approach the 4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Barrick gets fouled going up for it.
They just called another foul on Abby.
It's going to be another
Disagree.
foul on McDonald. McDonald, as I've said before, very aggressive player, accrues fouls, but shouldn't be accruing the ones like these last 2 that have been kind of give or take.
Yeah,
Could have gone either way.
especially now. I believe that puts her at 4 fouls, which isn't something you need out of your senior captain point guard.
So Mac has to go out. Anjali Patel subs in for her. Sammy Johnson subs in for Isabel Arenas. So now it is Corey Barrick's 2nd free throw. She makes her 2nd, missed the 1st. And CC's up by 6. Shine, Johnson. Johnson finds Kiernan. Kiernan finds Patel, wide open look, 4-3, can't make it go. But Emma Kiernan pulls down that rebound. She's going to go up for 1, and she gets 2.
What a game tonight from Emma Kiernan. She's been everywhere. Offensively, defensively, on the glass, in the passing lanes. She's just been doing everything for Wayland, which is exactly what they need from their best player tonight.
CJ, I would love to agree with you that it's been a great game for Emma Kiernan, but it's no surprise.
It really
She's
isn't.
always very good, and she really shows up in clutch situations.
Great rebound by Abby Gavron there.
I wouldn't quite call it a rebound so much as an interception, seeing as that shot was going nowhere. So now Patel at the top of the key. Sammy Johnson. Johnson, Kiernan. Kiernan guarded by Rachel Barrick. She scored in her face before. She's going to go up for another shot. Board brought down by Corey Barrick, and now she's driving up. She finds her sister underneath. Rachel Barrick puts it up and in. And so CC is back up to 6. And it's going to be a timeout called by Wayland.
The Barrick sisters have been really good for CC tonight.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've been really impressed with their play. I mean, obviously, we didn't expect Rachel to start, and she came in tonight starting, and she's hitting shots. She's finding passing lanes, and she's been playing well. And her sister as well. I mean, she's been all over the boards, and those sisters have been really tearing up Wayland.
Well, obviously, Rachel and Corey Barrick, very impressive play tonight. But they're not the only set of sisters on this team. There's Courtney and Amy Sapucha. Also interesting about the Barrick sisters is they have a brother who was on the boys' team.
Really?
So it's a basketball family, similar to maybe the Melvin family in Wayland. But Wayland down by 6 here, very quiet in this building, clearly very tense. Wayland desperately wants to come back within grasp. They've come within 2 multiple times, but each time they lose it, they need to cut out the silly fouls. They need to cut out the silly turnovers. They started this quarter being out-fouled 4-1. CC had 4 fouls in the first 2.5 minutes.
I disagree with 2 of the fouls that were called.
Right, but all I'm saying is that Wayland has somehow let them equalize in fouls, no matter if they actually committed the fouls or not. It's back to an even foul game. Sammy Johnson pulls down that board and puts it back up. Sammy Johnson is very impressive down in the paint. Newcomb finds Sapucha at the top. Barrick driving in. Barrick can't get it to go. Rachel Barrick, only a sophomore, and she's been doing very well. Emma Kiernan gets fouled as she goes up in the lane.
I believe it's a shooting foul.
And it's going to be called there. I believe the foul, there's some confusion, but I think it was Gordette. It was 14 Gordette who committed the foul. There's some confusion.
14.
Gordette.
Miranda Gordette.
So now Arenas with the inbound. It would be McDonald, but she has too many fouls to her name. Sammy Johnson underneath. Can't get that one to go, as Corey Barrick was on top of her. Cross-court pass. Abby Gavron commits a foul. And so now Wayland is up to 5. 5 fouls on their third quarter. And so now Corey Barrick at the top. Pass to her sister Rachel. Rachel tries to do a pass.
Good defense there by Anjali Patel.
Anjali Patel keeps it out. She wasn't having any of that. And so now Corey Barrick will have the ball again. Corey Barrick, the junior of the sisters. Her sister is a sophomore. And their brother is a senior. Deep 3 there for Corey Barrick. And it's going to be a
3-second violation. Rolling ball.
Coming in the game for CC, number 22, Kira Moran.
So here is Kira Morin. And
Should be defending Isabella Arenas.
out goes Gordette. And there's Arenas. Arenas. Johnson can't get that one to go. Rachel Barrick pass to Newcomb. Newcomb has an open lane. Emma Kiernan says no way.
Down on the floor. I believe it will be against Abby Gavron. Yep.
Yep. So that's her second consecutive foul. And now Samaya Phillips is going to check in here for Gavron. Gavron obviously doesn't like that call, but foul's foul, I'm afraid. Underneath was Barrick, Rachel Barrick. Sammy Johnson tries to keep it in, but she stepped out as she tries to swat that ball back in inbounds. And so now we approach a minute and a half left in this third quarter. Wayland down by 4, and CC has the ball. Rachel Barrick once again gets the inbound pass. Once again misses it. But obviously Barrick's a talent they need to be locking down harder, especially on these inbound passes, because it's not the first time that we've seen them pass it in to Barrick and her to just put it up immediately, and more than often she scores. Emma Kiernan misses 2 consecutive shots. Sammy Johnson gets the rebound there. And Corey Barrick.
I'd love to see the offensive rebound numbers on Sammy Johnson, because it's got to be 3 or 4 straight possessions where she's just come down with the ball on offense, which is something it's really rare, something you love to see in the game of basketball. offensive rebounder.
Tenacious glass cleaner. It has to be a competition between Johnson and Kiernan for who leads the team. Honorable mention being Haley Melvin or Mary Shine.
Under a minute remaining during the quarter, pardon me.
Rachel Barrick scores yet another point here, another field goal. And so now Samaya Phillips.
You've got Arenas in the corner.
Arenas, good three shooter. Can't get that one to fall. Wayland's still looking for their first three of the night. And now it's just Corey Barrick against Emma Kiernan. She passes over to Simocha. Phillips battles for the ball. Travel called.
Mary Shine coming in the game for the Warriors. CC will advance.
She didn't take any steps.
If you're on the ground in basketball, in possession of the ball, and either of your legs move, it's considered a travel. Which is
CC
usually why
keeps the
teams
ball.
call timeout as soon as one of their players falls to the ground.
Anjali Patel. Pass stolen by Corey Barrick. Barrick, are we going to call a foul there? Isabella Arenas.
Looked like a bit of a charge to me, but
I mean, that's nothing like a moving pick,
she didn't have her feet set.
evidently. It wasn't a pick at all. She didn't need to worry about her feet set. She wasn't looking that way. So Corey Barrick.
1-1 here.
First one goes. Barrick missed her last two free throws consecutively. Interesting how she misses that first one, or she makes that first one once it's a 1-1. 2 for 2. And so CC has their biggest lead of the night of 8 points on Wayland. And it's going to be foul committed against Kira Moran, a name we said more times before the broadcast than in the actual broadcast. Although that's her second foul of the night. Samaya Phillips dribbles in, gets fouled on the way, and she's hurt.
Should be all right. She's heading to the line for 2 now. Appears to be grabbing her right hip.
Likely came down hard on it. Phillips' first trip to the line. She misses the first. Wayland needs to take a stand here before they enter the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
At the very least, they need this rebound. A violation called on Samaya Phillips. I'd say her foot was across the line. The referee piped up very quickly. Newcomb puts up a shot, can't beat the buzzer. And so after 3, Wayland is facing the biggest deficit they've had all game, 8 points. CC is up by 8 points, 40-32.
It's definitely going to be an uphill climb here in the fourth quarter for Wayland. But, you know, Coach Rick Stallis, Emma Kiernan, Adam McDonald, they're ready to go.
Wayland really needs to firstly focus on foul management, and secondly needs to look for a big performance from one of the players that no one expects. Sammy Johnson has been really good down in the paint. She could capitalize there. Anjali Patel is absolutely lethal from range.
When she gets hot, she gets hot.
If you're just joining us, my name is Charlie Moore.
I'm CJ Brown. Score is right now Concord Carlisle 40, Wayland 32, and we are about to begin the fourth quarter here at Wayland High School.
So it's an 8-point deficit, but the game feels a lot closer than the scoreboard would reflect.
Definitely, Charlie. It's been back and forth all game. Wayland came out to an early lead, but then CC went on a run, and it's just been kind of that back and forth. Wayland hasn't retained the lead since the first quarter, but they have brought the game within 2 many, many times. And now they're just looking to, I guess, take the lead and run with it at this point.
So Wayland only has 1 starter, or 2 starters in there. Corey Barak and Parker Samaik. Those are the two starters, otherwise just bench players in for CC. Whalen likely needs to capitalize on that.
That'll be Whalen.
Warrior ball. Coming in game for CC. Number 11, Emma McCollum.
Kiernan, Phillips, Melvin, Kiernan. Arenas can't really handle the pass and he gives it back up. Looks like a lot of aggression from Whalen from this set already. So Gordette looking for a play. She finds McCullough, who's back in for the first time since the third quarter. On the opposite end, Haley Melvin is back in for the first time since early in the third quarter. She's already working with four or five fouls. Gordette puts up her first shot of the night, can't get it to go.
Jump ball.
And it's gonna be a jump ball, possession arrow looking to Whalen.
Scully coming to the game for the Warriors.
And so,
Emma Kiernan to inbound for Wayland.
Melvin, Phillips, driving to the hook. She gets fouled on the floor, not a shooting
Foul
foul.
number 14, Brianna Gordette.
But that will bring them to the bonus, and it will be 1-1 here.
Warriors
for
are in
Samaya Phillips.
Phillips. Shoot 1-1.
So Phillips returns. Her first goes. Last time Phillips was at the line, she got called for a shooting violation. Obviously, she'll watch her foot placement this time. It's a two-possession game, CJ. Things are heating up here as we approach 7 minutes in the game.
It's quite the game to watch, Charlie.
So McCullough, and now Sumaka.
No switch.
She gets a nice field goal to go.
Nice basket by Amy Sabuto.
Emma Kiernan retains the ball, finds Melvin. Mary Shine back into Melvin. Melvin can't get it to go. Kiernan gets the rebound and gets it to go. So Whalen's back within 6. And they need to neutralize on defense and capitalize on offense, CJ.
Definitely. CC's press has definitely worn down the Warriors and led to a bunch of turnovers. But I think at this point they're learning how to break that press and they're doing it consistently.
Junior captain Corey Barak. Emmy McCullough, she gets that to go. It's going to count as a 3. Wayward pass from Samaya Phillips.
Ball thrown. CC will inbound. Bear coming in.
And so Whalen gives up a deep 3 to Emma McCullough and then has a very errant pass. It's like they're falling apart here.
Important to note, add McDonald into the game for Laura Foley. Whalen is now playing with 2 players, I believe, McDonald and Haley Melvin, with 4 fouls. Obviously, a 5th would take them out of the game. So, definitely an aggressive coaching standpoint from Coach Stalis, but with a little under 6 minutes left to play in this game, she's doing everything she can.
Yep, looks like a last gasp for me, CJ. Under 6 minutes, down by 9 now. Haley Melvin puts up a 3, can't get it to go. Abby Mack keeps it in. Now Emma Kiernan can't get that to go. Mary Shine, good rebound, and goes up and scores.
Finishes with her left hand. That's an impressive shot for her.
Dirty finger roll there.
Rebound spin move and a lefty finger roll.
And it's going to be a travel on Emma McCullough.
I'm into the game for CC.
And so,
This is exactly the type of momentum that we like to see from Wayland.
Warrior
and
inbound.
so Wayland back within scratching distance. So now Haley Melvin.
Melvin's coming into the court.
Melvin, MacDonald. She goes up for 2. Won't go. Emma McCullough brings down that.
McCollum with the rebound.
So McCullough now Barak, she puts up a 3. It won't go. That's her 4th 3 attempt, none of which have landed. It seems like CC's just putting up shots now, trying to suffocate Wayland. Abby McDonald gets called for the travel there.
I thought she stayed on her pivot.
Pardon?
I thought she stayed on her pivot foot there, but I guess the referee saw it differently.
So 7-point difference. Wayland using a timeout here. Both teams in the bonus.
A little under 5 minutes left to play. So, if you're Coach Rick Salas, what are you saying to your team in the huddle, Charlie?
So if I'm Coach Ruxdallas, I'm really looking for a clutch performance here. I would tell the team that 7 points is not that bad. It's 3 possessions. And this team, when they're hot, they can really shoot it. So I think that as long as they capitalize on their strengths, stay calm, play smart, don't foul out, they could get within scratching distance here.
And I mean, that's kind of all they need to do, and anything can happen within the last minute or 2 of the basketball game. As we all know, a lot of these games this year have ended in a dramatic fashion, whether that be Abby McDonald's free throw or buzzer beater to beat Waltham, or the game that they just played where they lost by 2 points. This team is used to close games, and now we see it here with CC breaking the press.
So Corey Barak, and now Newcomb, she puts up a deep 2. They're gonna call it as a 3. Foot seemed to be on the line, but
And now Haley Melvin's pass goes out of bounds.
sloppy defense there. We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
However, we're on it. And so Wayland now down by 10. And now Newcomb. 4.5 left. So Amy Sapucha, now Emma McCullough, and now Barak. McCullough puts up a deep 2. She gets it to go. Mid-range jumper good. It's going to be a charge on Haley Melvin. That's her last foul of the game. And so she's out.
That's her 5th foul.
The referees continue the game. Rick Salas is not happy.
Ruxdallas is very unhappy. Haley Melvin gets called for the travel, or for the offensive foul, the charge, which was up for debate. But obviously you can't blame the referees. And so now we're looking at a Wayland timeout. Ruxdallas called that because Melvin had to walk off the court. And there was some yelling exchange because the referee seemed to stare her down when she called for the timeout and did not call it. CC tried to capitalize on that, and now we do have the timeout, but it seems like tensions are running high between the coaching staff of both operations and the referees.
And on top of that, Charlie, we've gone from down 7 to down 12 in the last minute or so, which is not the direction you'd like to trend in the 4th quarter. Now both teams break the huddle, and we're underway for the last half of the 4th quarter.
So Wayland down by the biggest deficit of the game with just over 4 minutes left to play. This game kind of is escape from them, and they really need to. It's getting late early here.
Yeah, definitely.
So McCullough with the inbound. Barak. McCullum gets that one to go. And so now it's up to 14. Samaya Phillips, quick offense. Mary Shine gets fouled going up for it. It's an and one. First one of the game for Wayland. And
That was just really good by Samaya. She put on her jets first right by those two defenders that tried to trap her. Found Mary Shine. That's great court vision from a freshman.
absolutely, very quick. It's a good reason she's the only freshman on this roster. Samaya Phillips gets a lot of minutes, and she's clearly pretty important to this team. Mary Shines, and one is good. 3-point play there for Wayland, and now they're within 9. 3 possessions. 11. So now Emma Kiernan. So Rachel Barak finds her sister. Her sister intercepted by Emma Kiernan. Kiernan. McDonald deep 3. Can't get that one to fall. Sammy Johnson gets the rebound and the 2 after. And now Wayland is within 9 points. Newcomb, Barak. Oh, crazy pass. Life kept it in. Barak gets fouled, and that's Abby Mack's last foul of the game. Or maybe not. Yeah, so that will be McDonald's last foul of this game. She fouls out. And so now Wayland, Coach Ruxell has put in her 2 close to fouling out players. They both fouled out now.
A little under 3 minutes left to play. 10-point.
I can't remember the last time Emma Kiernan sat on the bench during gameplay. Clearly very important to this roster. Doesn't foul that much, but she's still huge on offense and defense.
Especially.
There, her pass gets intercepted. Choice timing. Rachel Barak gets a great layup there. And so slowly CC is drifting away here. Emma Kiernan, fast in transition. She puts up one. She got fouled going up. And so Rachel Barak, who looks like she's leaving the game here. Yeah, so she fouls out. 3rd foul out of the game. Rachel Barak, great performance from her tonight.
Definitely.
Definitely a player that Wayland probably should have prepared better for. Just a sophomore.
Checks back in.
So I would say it's a safe assumption to say we'll be saying Rachel Barak's name next time CC comes to the Warrior Dome. Emma Kiernan's first shot. Can't get it to go.
Mr. First, shooting or second?
So seeing as it's
2
not
shots.
a 1-and-1, yeah. I think everybody's a little skittish right now. Emma Kiernan's second shot is good. Just the distraction she needed. Just how Ruxtalis drew it up, right?
Yeah, seriously.
So Sapucha. Oh, Kiernan with the interception with Newcomb on her. She puts up a 2, no foul, grabs the rebound. That time she's fouled. And so she's back to the line.
Fouls on number 2, Haley Newton.
And this is when you look for your biggest players to step up down in the clutch, and that's what Emma's doing. Fouls here on 2 straight possessions.
First one's good. Perfect, really. Kiernan gets the second to go.
That brings CC's lead down to single digits with over 2 minutes left to play.
So it's going to be a pushing foul there on Sammy Johnson.
Fouls on number 30, Sammy Johnson.
Let me tell you something, Charlie. I didn't see it.
CC to shoot.
I don't know if I would call it a push, but Johnson was playing closely. So Corey Barak, the junior captain, gets her first to go. And here comes her second. That one's good too.
And here's your second.
Timeout, CC.
Timeout.
CC obviously looking to close this one out here. Takes the late timeout.
Definitely figure out ways to run time off the clock, slow down their offense.
Both teams.
Stay away from creating turnovers.
Both
Just play
teams.
smart basketball. Sorry, Charlie.
No, you're all set. Both teams have reached double-digit fouls in the second half. Second time they've done that this game.
Double bonus for both. So every time a foul is called on the floor, it will be 2 shots for either team.
Emma Kieran and Abby MacDonald, Haley Melvin, the 2 players from Wayland who have fouled out. Rachel Barak, the sophomore for CC, who has fouled out in this game. This game was close, and this is the second time I've said this, but the scoreboard is not reflecting what the game we've seen tonight.
These teams have been neck and neck.
2:04 left in the game.
Concord Carlisle is a powerhouse in the DC small for women's basketball.
And Wayland has come out with a statement today, and although it doesn't show it right now, they've been playing hard all game. Quite the battle here, and looking forward to the next game. Sammy Johnson doesn't get that to go.
So now Corey Barak, as we reach under 2 minutes. Emma Kieran still playing hard against her. Sammy Johnson on Haley Newcomb. Newcomb dribbles in, leaves Moran wide open, and she travels. Second travel she's had tonight. She has no points tonight. Samaya Phillips steps out.
For a foul there, though.
Well, she was out of bounds, and the out of bounds was called first.
Minute 31 left to play here tonight.
And so there's Parker Samaya, intercepted by Isabel Arenas. Samaya Phillips tries to hold on to the ball. It goes off Rachel Barak. So Wayland gets to keep the ball in their offensive half. A minute and 21 seconds to go. Phillips. So Arenas. Arenas, wide open lane. Can't get the 2 to go. Sammy Johnson rebound up and in. How many times have we seen that happen tonight?
Quite a few, Charlie. She's had quite the game on the offensive boards. Just grabbing them and putting them back in.
So it's Parker, Lamoth at the top.
Less than a minute to play left in the game.
Haley Newcomb. Sammy Johnson gets called for the foul there. Oh, Emma Kiernan. It looked like Sammy Johnson committed it. She had the shove, but it's called on Emma Kiernan. I think that's indicative of how this game has gone. Just
As CC's coach calls over her girls to have a word with them. Haley misses her first.
Haley Newcomb, that is. And so we've got 51 to go. Wayland burning one of the last timeouts.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's not much game left to be played, Charlie.
Well, don't tell that to Ruxtalis, because she's still trying desperately to drill up a play.
9 points. Look, let me re-say what I just said. 9 points is attainable. It'll just be very hard. It's a 3-possession game. CC has one more free throw to shoot that can make it a 4-possession game.
And
although it's doable, it would be very tough and it would involve a lot of fouling for this Warrior team and a lot of missed free throws by the CC team, which
and they
has
don't
not
have
been-
fouls to give.
They don't have fouls to give, nor do they have a team that will miss free throws on the other side.
Serve for your Warriors. Come on, 51 seconds left in the game.
Haley Newcomb returns to the line for her second free throw.
Ellie shoot for second.
She missed the first.
Newcomb second. Is good. So Wayland down by double digits once again. First they were teetering within 2, and now they're teetering within 12. This game has really escaped them. And that's partially to do with some bad reffing, but that's mostly to do with just some bad play and not being able to keep up with the Patriots. So Corey Barak gets cornered by Emma Kiernan and Mary Shine.
She'll hit the line.
She'll be shooting 2.
She will hit the charity stripe once
Also
again.
number 10, Mary Shine.
So here is Corey Barak. She makes her next free throw. It seems as though Barak, who started the game being one of the only shooters at the line who couldn't complete, now she's converting on all of them. Nothing like garbage time to pad your stats. Kiernan, Johnson, Phillips. Phillips tries to put up a 2, can't get it to go. Shot clock's off. We've got 10 seconds left in this game. Kiernan's still trying to foul. There's Moran. Is Moran gonna put any points up in this game? Not even a shot. And that is the game for you folks. Final score, Concord Carlisle 60, Wayland 48. That's their second consecutive loss. The Wayland Warriors dropped to 3-2 on the season. I think the story of this game was just foul management and trying to keep up with this really hard team. Concord Carlisle has been a really tough team to beat for at least the last 4 years. And once again, they proved that they were hard to hang with. And I think Wayland just needs to think about the next game when they play in Concord.
Yep. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. I'm CJ Brown. This is Charlie Moore, signing off for WSPN and Wakeham. See you next time.